With all the other remarkable elements of the genius of Duke Ellington, one of the things for which he was most known was his ability to choose collaborators who could advance his music, perform his music, and deliver it to an audience in ways that were unexpected before their participation. In this long line of young collaborators who were chosen by Duke Ellington is Randall Keith Horton. In 1973, he was called upon by Duke Ellington to write music, score it, and conduct it during Duke Ellington concerts. This was a remarkable feat and led to an association in the year of 1973 with Randall Keith Horton and Duke Ellington. When talking to Randall Keith Horton about this music, the sacred concerts, I asked him, how did this figure with regard to all the other work of Duke Ellington, the great music we know from the 30s and 40s? And he said, it wasn't properly understood in its time. The discography is not good. The recordings don't give us any clear sense of how wonderful this music is. What he said was that it opened a new dimension in Ellington's experience, the sacred part that was very, very important to him. Ellington was known to the people who loved him as a deeply religious man. But it also opened a category of participation that Ellington's music had not included before. There's tap dance, there's big band, there's music for those choruses who are untrained, who relate to rhythm or relate to natural singing ability. Also for the choruses that are trained in chromatic music and the difficult changes that Ellington was capable of producing in his very forward-looking and nearly classical music.
Attended the Duke Ellington Sacred Concert in Santa Rosa, and quite frankly, I was blown away. I went there with some apprehension. I didn't quite know what to expect. Duke Ellington, yes. Sacred music, I wasn't sure. But it was a wonderful experience. First of all, in terms of the community, an incredible diversity in the audience. Various ages. I went, for example, with my in-laws in their 70s and 80s, and two younger daughters, 20s, and a teenager, and we all had an incredible time sharing that very joyful experience. The diversity in the audience was, of course, then reflected with the 130 or 140 people on the stage, dancers, musicians, singers, teenagers giving an exposition, a tap dancer, a dance ensemble. In a way, there was almost something for everybody, but it all came together in a very joyful, wonderful experience.
The clips that you'll see of the music from the sacred concert, the Duke Ellington sacred concerts as they were performed in Oakland and Santa Rosa, will give you some sense of the incredible energy and presence that Randall Keith Horton brings to it. It was an exciting evening when we saw it, because assembled on the stage were many people who had not even seen each other before that evening. They trained with Randall, they had performed their parts, and they were all brought together in what was an incredibly exciting evening, just for the sense of people being together on behalf of what was, in the end, not only great entertainment, but really a sacred occasion. The entire experience brought in community resources that had not ever been assembled together before, and brought people together who had no other opportunity to participate in what came together as a celebration rather than a performance.
people have asked me to say just a little bit about my relationship with Duke, and I'll be glad to do that. Basically, what happened was that in 1973, on rather short notice, he invited me to come from San Francisco to Disneyland in Anaheim to write music for his orchestra and conduct it. Now, when I say short notice, I mean this. At 6 o'clock in the evening, I was in San Francisco, and he was in Los Angeles, or rather Anaheim, at Disneyland. And he told me at the end of our conversation, be down here tonight with a composition written for my orchestra. You will conduct it in public with no rehearsal. We go on at 8 o'clock.